Lucy Gedaiga here, welcoming you to this channel. They call me the chick of the 4 M's of money. Now, today, I want us to talk about financial scams. And the reason I wanted us to talk about financial scams is because, we hear of these scams every day. We wake up to scams. Every other day, you hear someone has been scammed, a group of people have been scammed. By the way, been there, done that, and earned trophies. It is the reason I do what I do. And so in today's video, we're going to be talking about some of the traps that financial scammers use that obviously sort of blind you. So if you have not been scammed, I pray that you never get scammed. And I welcome you here, and I'm grateful that you're here, because as you continue to listen to these videos, and it's really a series. I'm going to be releasing these videos every Friday. So I remind you to hit the subscribe button, the notification button, so that it can remind you, to sort of just check in here so that we can go through this series so that you can understand, some of the things, some of the telltale signs and some of the traps that scammers use to want to scam you. But also share with friends, share with your relatives, share with your friends, share with your co-workers so that we can learn together. Now, if you have not been here, if this is your first time here, I have at least the last video that I put out last Friday. I was explaining a little bit of a background, so I welcome you to go back there. But anyway, just to continue. So last week I was talking about this how basically I ended up in the way of the scammers, and I was talking about my business, in the business I was engaged in Kakamega, doing gold mining. And then so you'll hear a little bit of the story in the last video. But anyway, this series is really about talking about those traps, what the traps that financial scammers often use. So today we are going to cover them, and then I invite you, we'll be doing a series of this until I sort of finish them. So I invite you to be here every Friday. Now, so I talked about how I went to Kakamega, how, together with my business partner, how we did mining and we buried money. My husband keeps telling me, you went to Kakamega, dug a hole, buried money, and then came back, and that's exactly what happened. But anyway, how did I get into that scam? Because it was really a scam. I found myself right in the middle of a scam, and as I continue, you will understand what this was about and how it happened, and everything that basically happened. So when it was around, it's a couple of years back, but it doesn't matter whether it's a couple of years back, whether it's yesterday, whether it's today. People get scammed every day, and so if I am using my own experience of having been scammed a few years back, that information continues to be alive. The information that I'm sharing here for everyone who comes onto this channel to understand, to learn, and to be able to remember, and people can come in here and listen to these videos and be able to remember. But of course, we will share many more things. But for this series, which is going to be a couple of videos every Friday, it's going to be just sharing about these traps that scammers use, so that, because I do not want you to ever get scammed. I don't want you to get scammed. Please, 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 I beg you, please don't get scammed. Anyway, so left Kakamega. It was around the elections of 2017 in Kenya. So, of course, as you know, the politics in Kenya, sometimes it gets really hot, so you have all these tribal issues. So it wasn't possible for us to continue staying in Kakamega. Anyway, we needed to come back home. And anyway, business wasn't working. So we needed to see, how do we re-strategize? Anyway, we had lost so much money, even though we were quite hopeful that, after the elections, after the dust settles, maybe we would still go back and try scratching a little bit more, the story that says, you might give up too soon. No, but that one was a different story. I wish I even gave up earlier, because anyway, ended up losing quite a bit of money. And by the way, I love speaking to people who are employed. This channel, really, I talk about largely women and money, but even men and everybody get nuggets that are useful, that are important, that are helpful, that sort of will help you, and you will sort of remember and recall. Because the thing that I really want you to do is to ensure that you are becoming you're a better steward of your money, whether that is employment income or your business income, whatever it is that comes to you as the resources that you're earning, that God has enabled you. It is important that we sort of manage those resources effectively. So came back uh, came back from Kakamega, after borrowing some considerable amount of money. Came back, landed, and of course I was at that time I was thinking, okay, so what can I do in the meantime? What is it that I can do? I have always wanted to work with women, either because I don't know whether it's because it came from my own career journey, because I had very early in my career, I think probably in my third or fourth year of when I started my career in the NGO sector, and I worked in the NGO sector for about 24 years. So about in the first early years, maybe the first 4 years, I started working with women. I was working with refugees in Kakuma, and so I was in charge of a program for gender, for working with women who with gender-based violence issues. So I sort of began having a very close interest with women. Then after that, I came to ActionAid, and I was working with women who are interested in political leadership. And then after that, I also got involved in church leadership. I was elected as a chair of the Catholic Women Association in my parish, where I led for 6 years. So somehow I had interacted with women, and I kind of, maybe I felt that maybe God was calling me to serve in the arena of women. So in my night trips, I used to go to Kakamega about the easy coach buses. Those ones that travel in the night, so that the whole night you are just traveling, and then I would leave. I think we would leave. Is it the 10 o'clock bus or something? And then arrive at 4 a.m. In Kakamega, go and be in the mines and all that, and then come back. So in the process of now my night journeys, what happened is that when you're traveling at night, you can either sleep or do something, So I had come across. I wasn't even active. Believe me, I was not even active on social media. As a matter of fact, I think I either looked or didn't have either the interest or the know-how, the knowledge. I actually didn't have the knowledge. So because of that, I sort of kept away. And some of the people around me, my colleagues, kept telling me, no, 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 try it, it's good. So anyway, I decided, okay, let me try it. Facebook. So I went to Facebook, and scared, don't know even where to press what. Anyway, I then, in one day I just came across a post that somebody had done, a former classmate, a former campus mate had done. And so I looked at it, and it was quite interesting. I was like, this is a very interesting read. And I remember calling him and said, oh, by the way, thank you. How have you been? Where have you been? What's up? And and we said, let's link up. And because his office was near the railway station, railways, what we call railways, his office was around there. And because anyway, that's where I used to catch my night buses. We agreed to meet, so we met for tea. And in the course of our tea, my friend sort of we started having a conversation, and I said, that post that you put out there was really interesting. So he said, yeah, I read quite a bit, I read a lot. And so he asked me, what book are you reading? I was like, none. So he said, no, you cannot not be reading a book. So I said, okay, which book should I read? I mean, I maybe my reading was probably very sporadic. So he is the one who actually introduced me to reading personal development books. So I became very interested, and he pointed me to certain books. I started reading those books, and I sort of had a love. I sort of fell in love with reading at that time. So during my night travels, I would then be reading. I would be reading, and then it was so intensely interesting, and I was like, gosh, where have I been? I mean, there's so much knowledge hidden in the books, and so I sort of began to feel, okay, all this knowledge that I am gaining, all this knowledge that I'm getting, how can I get women to hear? How can I gather women so that they can understand? So when we came back from Kakamega after during the 2017 elections, something in my head was telling me, maybe all this information I have been reading, all these things that I have been reading, maybe I can share with women. So I decided to organize an event. But because I didn't know what to do, I sort of said, okay, first, I hear people make websites. So can I have my website? Can I have somebody to make my website? And then I hear people are on social media. I can get people on social media. I think I had maybe just a few friends, maybe 10 or less, maybe few, very few friends at that time in terms of my social media friends. So uh, I was at the time I was having all these thoughts. I had been elected as a chair of the Women in Extractives in Kenya. It's called AWIT. So just to sort of bring together the association that brings together women who are engaged in mining activities in Kenya. I was the chair, actually, the founding chair. So the gentleman who had helped us to do the website for the association, I reached out to him and I said, you helped us to do the website. Is it possible for you to also like do a website for me? And I don't know. Then he said, yeah. So we agreed on something, a website. I don't even remember exactly, but there was something to do with the website. There was something about I don't know branding. Those days I used to call myself the Bahari woman. Hey, hey. So, I mean, those of you who have followed me on social media for quite a while, they know that I used to call myself the Bahari woman. Anyway, so now, of course, it's Lucy Gedaiga, my name. I answer to my name and my own identity. So anyway, so this guy, then I asked him, by the way, do you know somebody who can help me with, putting together my social media, helping me because I am very new in this social media. I don't even know where to press what. And he said, yeah, I mean, yeah, we can do something. Let me adjust this thing. It's fallen off, and when it falls off, we have to keep on doing. So anyway, we can sort of I can show you, I can introduce you. So I was introduced to somebody, a lady. I went to their office and I said, look, I I came up with the idea of I want to do an event. By the way, that event I organized it, I think was it December of 2017. Oh my goodness. There was only one woman who turned up, my neighbor. After spending money, anyway, that's not the story for today. But anyway, I went to this office, and this is where now the juicy story of the scam comes in, started. So I went to this office, found this lady, and introduced myself, told her what I want, and she called her team, a team of some young people, told them, okay, first thing we need to do is we need to release some videos. I don't know, we need to do what, we need to do the poster for the event. Never mind that it was a poster for an event where I had nobody on social media. Oh my goodness. Anyway, the mistakes that we do. Anyway, so well, after that bit of the conversation about what had taken me to that office, after it was done, it was time to now. Then before I left, she said, "Oh, by the way, there's something else that we do here. It would, I would, I wonder whether you would be interested to listen." I said, "Yeah, surely, sure. Let me hear." So we then she then gave me the information and said, "Oh, there's something that we are running here. We are running something to sort of grow investments. Of course, when you hear the word investments, your eyes, your ears are all out. You want to hear." So yeah, I mean, I listened. First of all, there was a big screen. Those big screens. There was a big screen, and then she dropped big English, big words, big English. So I think the only thing I can remember was the word, I don't know, global or something. But anyway, what caught my attention was the fact that she said that, we are offering very good interest. That's why I'm saying very high interest. Stop. You should allow your antennae to be up in that respect. So anyway, so the interest here at that time was 37% for every 30 days, as in you are to earn 37% every 30 working days. For if you invested $1 million, if you invested $10,000, then you would get a, so I quickly, my head started racing. After all, I had lost money in the mines, in the gold mining. So, trying to see if I could sort of recover. So, I got interested, and that's how it hooks you. Something is mentioned, it hooks you. So I got hooked, and one thing led to the other, and before I knew it, I had put the $10,000 that was sort of remaining as part of my business capital, the one for the mining, for the mining. So I put it there, and I started making calculations. In fact, for me, the calculations were, if I put this $10,000, this 1 million Kenya shillings, yeah, in 1 year, millionaire, 100 million. I will tell you the story of what happened thereafter. But in terms of what are some of the traps, I can summarize for this video. I just want to share these 3 traps that you should open your eyes, open your ears to hear and to see. Number 1, big scammers they are not in DJ places. No, they are not in DJ places. They don't operate in DJ places. They operate in, beautiful places, what we call leafy suburbs. You'll be taken to a nice office. Now, in this particular case, it was a beautiful office in an exclusive area. There was a big screen, a big screen. So the office looks nice. So it's very believable. So high-end, believable. That's what, and that's what some. I mean, they will want to put up their place, whether it's an office or whatever. They will not. It's not gonna be dingy places. No, it's going to be like high-end, so that you sort of believe it, so that you see, oh my goodness, these ones are doing well. For big amounts. For the small little amounts, those ones, yes, but big amounts, big scammers, exclusive. Number 2, the other thing is big English. When I say big English, I am talking about language that you don't understand. It's quite, they sort of make it look like they know what they're saying. They know what, they'll drop in the vocabulary, which of course you don't understand. And of course, if you don't understand, it's very rare that you will ask questions, because you don't even know how to frame the questions. When the things are dropped, you don't even know how to frame the questions anyway. So that's something that is quite common. That's a common trap. And then the other thing is, we've talked about exclusive high-end places, this thing of big English, and then it's impossible to trace the registration. Somehow, by the way, when you're in the middle of a scam, there are things that don't even get into your mind, by the way. Like, for example, seeking information on where are these people registered? Because in most cases, they will be registered in some island. And I will tell you where mine was registered in some, I don't know, Marshall's Island or something. Anyway, they'll be registered in some island, or in some other country or something. Or they will just give something that you really, if you, and many times the reason why they are giving that foreign registration is so that it becomes believable. If they say they are registered with the here, government of Kenya or wherever, registrar of societies or registrar of whatever, they know that you can quickly check, or probably. But if it is registered in some other place, and they bring the foreign names, I don't know, some suit number, so I mean some foreign, so you sort of believe it, so. But it is, if you sort of get sort of alarmed and you want to sort of confirm registration, gosh, I'm from Nyeri, confirm registration, it's impossible for you to confirm registration, because they blind you, and they know it. They know that if they put some nice address over there in some place, some exclusive place, some foreign place, you will immediately believe. So 3 traps. Yeah? What have we said? 3 traps. Number 1, exclusive place, high end, good office. And I'm not saying that good. I mean, it's already something anyway. Big office, good office, and I am not saying that people with good offices are scammers. No, I am only saying some of the traps, because that's a trap, so that it sort of, you sort of get sold in, you sort of get bought in, that this is genuine, that these guys are doing well. That's trap number one. Trap number two, big English, English, very big English. Words that you can't understand, you can't explain, you can't even ask questions, and it is deliberate, because when they sort of speak in some vocabulary that you can't understand, it's difficult for you to ask questions or ask or seek clarifications. Number three, what have we said? Difficult to trace the registration. You don't know where it is, and I think that's exactly what happened. And I'm sure if you listen to people who have been scammed, by the way, those, you will find that inevitably those three are part of the traps that you will see, of course, among many others that we shall continue to discuss. And so today I just wanted to cover those three. We will continue with this series. I don't know where it will end, but we'll continue with this series. And so I continue to encourage you to subscribe. Let's continue journeying together. And next time I will tell you exactly what happened. By the way, after that 1 million, and after counting, after counting and seeing that, oh my goodness, I can earn 100 million, I was like, huh? I better add more money. Where? God knows what happened after that. But let's keep